What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy ATruckerNamedJay. Checking in. I want to welcome you to the Life with Jay channel, man. Coming at you with another video. Oh, State Trooper just got somebody. But anyways, got a video I want to make. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible, man. And we gonna see how it go. So here's the thing. Why do most leases fail? What is the variable in the problem that's causing a lot of these lease drivers to fail in regards to, but then again, let's ask, what is failing in leasing? Let me give some examples. What I assume failing is just getting behind. I mean, I don't know how you get behind on your payments, but getting behind on your payments, I guess. And having, an insurmountable debt, from a breakdown or whatever, to where you just can't, you don't have no money to go on the road to make money, and you ain't got no money coming in. I would assume, breaking the lease. I don't know if that's considered a failure, because a lot of people, especially a lot of people I know, they go into their lease to not finish it. So let's just say that failing a lease is just when you get to a point where you have to walk away because of financial reasons. That's what I'm gonna consider failing, because that's what happened to me. So a lot of people don't remember or don't realize that this is my second lease. So it's not like I just jumped into something new and was like, oh man, look at this, look at all this money, yay! And I think I'm some kind of expert, which I don't. But this is something I've done before. And this is my second time around. I spent a lot of time, let me give you a little backstory for those who may not know. I leased a truck back in 2017 from Swift Transportation, which is known as a mega carrier. And a lot of people will tell you that's the biggest no-no, not to lease from a mega carrier. But I did it, and I was running that shit for like half a year. You know what I'm saying? The thing with mega carrier leases, when you run cents per mile, you got to train if you want to make money. If you don't mind training, then it is what it is. If you mind training, then that becomes, oh, don't do the mega carrier lease. So I understand that aspect of it. I actually tell people, I highly recommend people, if they're going to lease, to make sure they get paid a percentage versus cents per mile to save them some headache. But anyways, I failed my lease, you know what I'm saying? And when I failed my lease, I didn't just jump back in another lease in 2017. I had 2018, 2019, and as a matter of fact, 2018, 2019, I waited 3 years before I got in another lease. Whether that was, on purpose or just because of what was going on, who knows, man? Probably because of what was going on. I was just kind of out there all around and shit, but it was 3 years before I leased the truck again, man. You know what I'm saying? So it just, when people try to make it seem like you doing something by accident, it really offends me, because it's like, nah, bro, like I actually put my time in. Like I only been winning for like a year and a half, 2 years. Like I was losing for a long time before I started winning. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, getting back to the point of the video is why I believe majority of leases fail is because of the experience level required to get into a lease. And a lot of times I just think my opinion, but in my professional, I ain't gonna say facts, but in my professional opinion, I think that's the biggest reason. Come on, Cadillac. I think that's the biggest reason why a lot of leases fail. It's just because a lot of people are inexperienced once they get into a lease truck. You gotta think. Let's compare it to the traditional route. The traditional route, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be a truck driver for at least maybe 2 to 3 years, sometimes 4, before you do it the traditional route, because you got to stack the bread, you got to make sure your credit right, and so forth and so forth. What leasing has done is they've made it easy for damn near anybody to jump in the lease, depending on the carrier that's offering the lease. So you got carriers, like I said, when I went to Trans Am, man, I had never been in a truck before, never driven a truck before, and they was pushing me to lease their truck. So of course that's gonna have a high failure rate, because I didn't know trucking, let alone leasing a truck or the business side of it. You know, we're not even gonna get into the employees who I feel like are in lease trucks. There's a lot of employees and that did the traditional route too, but we ain't gonna get into that because that's gonna sound like a shot, and that's not what I'm here for. I'm never here to go back and forth with none of these niggas. My channel is strictly for business purposes at this point. I share my experience, you know what I'm saying, and show what I got going on and what my business is doing. But you know, the whole going back, because it's like you gonna go back and forth with cats forever. It don't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some people are just too stubborn to open their minds up to other possibilities besides what they know. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just not going. It serves no purpose for me to have conversations with people like that, because it's just gonna make me mad, or it's just gonna test my patience. So it's like, yeah, you got it, bro. You know what I mean? But anyways, in regards to leasing and why I think majority of people fail, I think people are jumping into leases ill prepared. I think people are jumping into leases with no experience of what they really doing, and I think that's why the failure rate is so high in comparison to the traditional route. That's my honest opinion. Now, what can we do to fix that? It really ain't no fixing that. People just got to know what they getting themselves into. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can do something don't mean you should do something. You know, but unfortunately, you got a lot of people who just trying to make some quick money. And when I say quick money, I don't mean doing a lease for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then invest that money into another truck. I'm talking about people just want to just start making money right now. And that's it. They don't have a plan. They don't have an exit strategy. They just want to start making money, you know what I mean? So that's never going to change. So I don't really think the problem will ever be, it be extinct. I think it's always going to be like that when it comes to leasing trucks, because it's the requirements are just not, you know, it's just like going to the club, man. If you go to the club and they ain't patting down niggas, or they just letting letting all the thug niggas, and they not, you know, it ain't no dress code, it ain't no nothing, what you think gonna end up happening? You know what I'm saying? Versus going to a more extinguished, like, restaurant type bar where you gotta have dress code and you gotta walk through a metal detector or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Same shit, man. When you letting any and everybody do something, it's bound to have a lot of failure rates, you know what I'm saying? But when you have when you do the more traditional way, and you have someone who is specifically researching something for themselves and specifically learning what's best for themselves, then the success rate in that will be a little bit higher. You know what I mean? So is that me saying that leasing is bad? No, not at all. I'm just putting out my opinion why I think that the failure rate in it is so high, and I don't think it's because of the lease. That's really what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying? I know people gonna feel some type of way and say whatever. I really don't give a fuck, but it's not. It's just not, because the people who did succeed at leasing, they got mega carriers now. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to argue that. They got, you know, like when it fails, it fails. It looks terrible, but when it works the way that it's supposed to work and that it was designed to work, the people that talking about it end up working for the people that get it right, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video, man. Like I said, I'm gonna try to start dumping out more videos, you know what I'm saying? My opinions on things from a different perspective than maybe 3-4 years ago. So I think that's why majority people fail at leasing. They just inexperienced, and the requirements of the lease is so low that it doesn't really require. It's not really, the requirements of these leases really aren't setting up drivers for success. You really got to be a special breed, or kind of really have a solidified plan and game plan on what you're going to take. A business class, man. All this money, you know what I'm saying, you making, you know what I'm saying, as a company driver, take a business class, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop watching videos of people who don't lease. You know, stop asking people who don't lease questions about lease. That is the dumbest shit in the world to me, man. That's why I stopped watching certain channels, because it's like, you just gonna sit here and tell me I'm wrong. What do you think that's gonna do to my confidence in my situation? It's gonna deteriorate it. You know what I mean? Listen, start talking to like-minded people. If you even thinking about leasing a truck, go talk to people who've been leasing a truck. Like, they've been in 1, maybe 2 leases. Talk to people who've been leasing for, you know, a while, who got a situation going on for a while. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them. Stop talking to these guys who've been in the game for 10, 20 years, or however long they've been in the game, and they just swear that leasing is the devil. You ain't gonna get no productive information from them in regards to leasing. Now, if you're gonna try to do the traditional route, then fine. They got all the gems. They real smart when it comes to that. I salute all of them. But when it comes to leasing, they just misinformed, and just have bad perceptions because they're listening to the people who failed. And that's what's going on. Like, the people, they do a lease, they fail, they get on YouTube, they talk about how bad their lease was, and everybody else just goes off of that information, because none of these people have leased who's giving out all this bad information about leasing, from what I've seen. So as far as I'm concerned, I can't really never respect an opinion on something. You would never respect my opinion about an authority or being a broker, or you know what I'm saying, or it's something to that effect. You would never respect my opinion about being skinny. You know what I'm saying? If I come up here and start talking about, yeah, man, it's real hard to do crunches. Now, I don't do no crunches. So how you gonna respect my opinion? It's the same thing when people that speak on lease that ain't did it or have no experience with. It's like, how am I supposed to respect your opinion, bro? You don't know what you're talking about. You going off of what you heard, not what you did. But that's all I got, man. I got to get in here. I appreciate you checking out this video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you're still watching. As always, you know the vibes. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive, man. I'm gone.